theme for this month, which is Naked Truths. And it is my pleasure to announce our very first storyteller, Lisa Strafford. For over 30 years, Lisa has made a career of teaching through storytelling. She retired in 2022, and her husband Dean moved to southern Tucson, where they hike mountains and drink coffee. Sign me up. Please welcome Lisa.
Thank you, Jenna. So, in June of 2020, right? I hope the people who I rehearsed this with, I said 2022. June of 2020. My husband and I were feeling kind of cabin feverish, because we had been stuck in our house since March of 2020. We're probably stuck in your homes too, right? So we threw our stuff in our car and we headed west to Grand Teton National Park. As Jenna said in our bio, we love to hike mountains, and the Tetons just seem like the next challenge to do for us, right? So it's kind of fantastic. As you're driving to the park, the mountains just kind of like pop up out of nowhere, like two perky breasts on a cold winter's day. They're beautiful. So we get there, we get to our B&B, we unpack, we sleep the night, and the next day, we're ready to go. We've got our backpacks with those camels, those water supplies in. We got trail mix and jerky, the appropriate hat that's, big to block out the sun, but light enough to keep in the air. Personally, I like walking shoes. Solomon is the best brand. Let me just put a plug in for that. And we head to the hike that you're supposed to do at the Teton Mountains, okay? The ultimate hike. So we get there and we start the ascent, and I don't know how much mountain hiking you do, but flowers and plants on the mountains they're beautiful because they gotta be hardy. There's not much dirt or nutrients on the mountains, so they're just bright and big and gorgeous. And in Wyoming, and on the park, the Grand Teton National Park, they let moose roam free, okay? The only moose I'm used to is moose from Bullwinkle and Rocky, if you're old enough to remember that. The baby moose were like here on me, right? And so they're both beautiful and terrifying. But we did it, right? We made the ascent, 3.5 miles straight up to the top. And we are proud because we've done hard things, and it's good to be proud when you do hard things. So we're sweaty and smelly and tired, and we take a few sips of water, we eat our trail mix, we readjust our hats and pull up our little hiking socks, and we head back down the mountain. And as we go down, we're getting congratulations and high fives from other hikers who really understand the challenge of this trail. And as I'm going down, one hiker is approaching me, and I am pretty sure that this young lady was not there to meet the challenge of the Tetons, because her yoga socks, that color, matched the color of her yoga pants, which matched the color of her yoga bra, which matched the color of her fingernails, which matched 8 of the rings she had on her fingers. She had earrings from lobe to tip. She had a little bottle of Avion water, I think it's one of those 16-ounce plastic ones. And her phone wasn't so much on the beautiful flowers and the moose, but it was right in front of her making clicking noises. And we locked eyes, and she stopped and put her hands on her hips and did this with her hair, and I thought, my God, that's beautiful. I'll never be able to do this and have my hair all around. And she said, isn't this wonderful? I hope when I'm your age, I'm still hiking mountains. Yeah, there you go. Now, I'm sure this young lady meant that as a compliment, but that's not how I heard it, because I've never been called at your age before, right? And I stopped. At your age? What the hell? At your age is for older people, like my dad, who at that point in life was 82, and was still a downhill ski instructor, right? And in the summer, to keep in shape for skiing, my dad would do inline skating. You know what inline skating is? It's like the wheels on the skate don't sit on the four corners of the skate. They're all in one line, and you skate on that, right? At your age was for my mother, may she rest in peace, who at that time would go to the YMCA 3 times a week to do CrossFit training. And when my parents weren't skating and skiing and training, they would take a 5-mile loop around their town 5 times a week. Yeah. At your age was for my friend Phyllis, who at that time was 92, who could remember more Bible verses, chapter, verse, jot, and tittle than I will ever do. Yeah. At your age, that's not me. At your age, no way. So forget the flowers and the moose. I grinded on that statement all the way down that mountain. Well, later on that night, as the sun sank below the Tetons, and I think I was into my second glass of Chardonnay, I don't know, I began to wax and wane philosophical, thinking, okay, so maybe she was being complimentary. But, you know, Lisa, every age has its highs and its lows. Every age has its joys and its sorrows. Every age has its curses and its blessings. And every stage in life, every place in life is an opportunity to grow and learn. Yeah, that was then. This is now. We're 5.5, 6 years later, and folks, I am staring down the gun at turning 65, and that platitude don't work no more. Yeah, right. Aging with grace, bullshit. The eyes are dimmer, the knees are weaker, the energy level is a lot lower. And yeah, my husband and I, we eat really clean, and I walk 4 miles 5 times a week, and I go to the gym and lift heavy shit. I lift heavy shit at the gym. And I have this thing around my middle, and no, it's not pregnancy belly. I have kids, but I've never been pregnant. And society will show me women who embrace their aging physicality, Meryl Streep and Kate Blanchett and Halle Berry. And all those Facebook group of women who lift past the age of 50, my God, they are ripped and cut, and yeah, they're all extraordinary, and I am ordinary. For 30 years, my career, my job had people coming to me to look for wisdom. They sought me out for counsel and truth and advice. And even now, these days, even my own kids will turn to Google or Facebook for parenting tips on how to parent my grandchildren, forgetting that it was their dad and I who taught them how to blow their nose, wipe their ass, and be good, decent people in society. And society tells me that, yes, your knowledge with life experience means this point in life you are the wisdom bearer, the truth bearer. And they show me pictures of women who were Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Maya Angelou, Joyce Myers, but they're extraordinary. And I'm ordinary. So I take my frustration and my angst, and they become my walking partner in the mornings. My frustration and angst become the grist to the mill as I add another 5-pound plate to that barbell. The frustration and angst become the creative juices that helps me write stories that you all are so kind to listen to. And my frustration and angst calls me from the top of those mountains, because at my age, I hike mountains, and it is epic. Thank you.